After over 400 days, what we're seeing here is basically a stalemate in the Ukraine war. The idea of the war lasting as long as it has lasted, that is something that most people, most analysts did not expect. But of course they didn't expect the Ukrainians to resist the way they have resisted. They've been able to press forward and regain territory. And now the question is if they can repeat that in the spring and in the summer of 2023. The reason the Ukrainians have been able to maintain their capability is because they've gotten the support from the West. The weapons that have made the biggest difference are actually some of the more mobile, more simple weapons, such as the Javelin anti-tank missiles, the Stinger anti-aircraft missiles. Those two weapon systems, which can be carried by just one person, those weapon systems have made a huge difference in terms of going after Russian tanks. Some of the things that the Ukrainians have been asking for are finally getting to them. For example, the Patriot system. The Patriot system is a combined radar, anti-aircraft, anti-missile system that has been in the U.S. inventory for several decades now. Striking civilian targets is something that the Russians have done quite considerably. The Patriot systems are designed to help protect against attacks like that. One of the things that people did not really think would happen is the use of the tank. The Russians have always liked to use the tank in their military formations, and the Ukrainians also have an affinity for tanks. So what we end up seeing is the real large-scale use of tanks that you haven't really seen in Europe since the Second World War. The one thing that the Ukrainians finally got was a whole bunch of different tank types. The Abrams tanks from the US, the Challenger tanks from Britain, and the Leopard tanks from Germany. They're more capable at taking incoming rounds than the old Soviet-era tanks that the Ukrainians currently use. All of these weapon systems brought together will make a huge difference, and the Ukrainians will be able to mount a pretty effective defense for sure, and possibly enough of an effective offense to change the outcome on the battlefield.